Like a 93 when we had 36 inches. No.
Yeah, be hilarious. They go through this flood. I mean, I was gonna stay if we were gonna go over.
No, we're not. Papers, no. Oh, we're playing a good.
No.
Oh, that was 96, that was the one I gave we got to do. 30.
They want me to take this on my house. My house shelf.
Yeah, history books.
In my gospel.
Put it up here. That's heavy, isn't it? Rice.
Yeah.
We have the number of each meeting.
It'll be on the recording of the meeting itself. So,
If it's a recording, does it, not saying reach out, but does it count how many times an individual is watching?
so you mean like basically like run reports on the Zoom meetings so that we could calculate over the last year who joined, who didn't, like how many people? I don't know. I'm not sure that it gets that granularly.
I would love to have this.
It probably is available. I doubt with my subscription it is. Like that sounds more of like a, a business type thing that you would want to know.
Yeah,
But that's also for people, like if there's hundreds of people.
yeah, like it's park and recreation. How many people? Do they know how to respond to? Well, should we be telling them to drop off a note at Marty if they want to be an instructor for this, or instructor for that parent? I mean, because, like I said, you see the numbers dropping, in-house numbers totally dropping.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it fluctuates. I find too that at the beginning of the year, there's more people on it kind of graduating things off, but.
Once you get into the winter months, it's gonna be.
But not, I mean, the only thing that's gonna reach out to the community like that is the mailers, like actually putting them in the mail. I mean, because, regardless of how many people are on Zoom, you're talking 10 at the most.
Daily Times, so the spirit importance. If they're here, they're writing what's hot, they're writing what's cold,
Yeah,
and the community, will
Yeah.
have it at their breakfast.
but that's, anytime you want to reach an audience like that, it's more just done through grassroots stuff, like knocking on doors, let them know what's going on, put stuff around the polls, around, it's just, what do they say, boots on the ground, right? That type of thing. I mean,
And that's why,
because this borough is too small, we're not going to reach people just by either Facebook or.
that's what can inject with the growth of a park and recreation. That thing will spread it around to every corner of the community. They got a park here where the kids can play here. We can play, check it up here, we can play this. And
Yeah.
it would broaden.
Yep, that's true. Yeah, but you're right, that's another way. I mean, it's word of mouth.
Yeah.
It's always good too.
He wants to do
Oh, because he said it's not a fee. Like I said, I would say, you know,
I don't have that.
well.
I got nothing. I'm trying to get it done. Get home,
Jack. Call of order, Jack.
Jack. Oh, yeah.
Please stand to the podium.
Let's say to the flag. of the States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Borough Secretary, can you please do a roll call?
Here.
Here. Councilman Michelle Miller. Here. Council President Sean Miller.
Present.
Councilman Michelle Roberts.
Present.
Council Walter Doug.
Yeah.
Present.
This evening, council did meet in, for an executive session, 6 p.m. this evening. And we will have one, briefly after this meeting tonight. And we'll public comment on our agenda items. Looks like Mr. Hefner up there.
Down here.
Bill Hefner, 571 South Old Middletown Road, Media, PA. I have multiple businesses here in Morton. I have a couple questions. On the agenda on October 9th, Morton was listed, but unfortunately Bernice was out sick. I was wondering, what is the total amount owed to the borough? Has Morton received the data? And did we send out demand letters prior to the Morton receiving the collection referral, if it has been done? That's my first question. My second question is, when I asked about Doug Imhoff when he visited us, whether we got rental income, and at the time, Amanda Hammock was out, and nobody really knew if we did or not.
I would have no. I can answer one.
Then my question is if we got it? how
It
much
was,
do we
but I'll
receive?
address it again.
And the third item on the agenda is the preliminary budget. When will that become available to the public?
I'll just go first if you want. Okay,
Budget will become clear given to the public after the 21st.
After the 21st, okay?
and Mr. Hefner, at the meeting, it was addressed that
Which one?
about, you said about Doug coming in and using the facility
Yeah, I
and
don't
whether
remember.
there was a fee. Yeah, that was one of the questions you asked, and I told you right away that he did pay a fee.
How much was it?
I don't,
What do we normally get for all around?
It
yes,
was, I'm gonna tell you, it's $1,595 is what we received at the rate of a
$1,000.
non-resident.
Excellent.
Mhm.
And the important office is my last question.
As for reporting off letters and everything, Univille has to send them out. They're working, they get it all in order so it can be sent out. We have the draft that'll be going out this week. Once we get the okay, they had to parameters to fix that in. So we're still working on actual money and everything determined as we go through all the bills. So that is taking a while. We have to just.
So you would go is current billing for sewer and trash.
Yeah.
I'm more interested in what has been paid for the last several years. That was the one I was looking at. Because I thought we were going to turn the old stuff over. It was talked about at the fire council session last year. And then it was talked about this year. I was just wondering, you know, when, let's say from 2018 till now,
Not even.
until last year, whether it was being turned over finally for collection.
Portnoy will be getting the bills. Returning on, as I said, because that what's been happening and numbers weren't right. With people saying what they were owing for trash and sewer, we had to go through each one report line and work through what's happening. That's what's been going on. That's what's happening. You'll get the numbers once we're done.
Do you have an ETA on the possible time it will be done?
As I said, we're working on, I can't give you a specific time. I know they're working on it, we're working on letters going out now. And the building's working with us, but they have to send the letters out.
Or will it be done before the end of the year? So,
Yes.
Okay, thank you very much.
Still,
Cecilia Todd, 110 Althea Lane. There's a motion, at tonight's meeting. It's a motion 24-10-11 Kedron Avenue. I'm hoping that during the meeting, the approval for public improvement escrow in the amount of $434,665.56 plus 15,806.02 for an inspection will be explained, and where that money's coming from and where it's gonna go.
So that's just, it's a land development that was approved several years ago. They're finally ready to proceed. We get this escrow or, he hasn't answered how he's gonna do it. It might be by a line of credit or it might be a bond, but ultimately they have to put that money into an account or into a security in case they fall apart. So they start developing, they don't finish, that money the borough can access in order to finish whatever public improvements they were required to do. So sidewalks, storm sewer, what else is on this project?
Street restoration.
Street restoration, yeah. You know, so
Guarantee for the borough, basically.
It's
Okay,
just
so
to
we
get
actually do
developed.
get the 434, it comes to us.
well, we don't get it if they do the work right. If they do the work wrong, then that money is there for us to fix the problem.
Someplace in this borough in a
No,
secure.
it's 24 South or Kedron across the street from the Wawa. They're tearing those houses down, putting in a pizza place with apartments on top. and
It's Alfredo's.
One other retail?
No.
Two other retail?
What retail?
Three retail spaces. One of them's gonna be Alfredo's Pizza and then.
Okay, so the money is gonna be in escrow, and if there's an issue with the development, then that money will be used to fix whatever's not
Correct.
correct. Okay, thank you for explaining that.
okay, moving on to our committee reports, starting with finance and administration, council vice president Bernie Stark Dickerson.
Good evening, everybody.
Good evening.
All right, we're gonna start with our tax. I don't see it.
You had asked Jonathan if he would do it.
No,
Oh, no.
We're gonna, while I look for mine, I'm gonna ask that our treasurer's report be done now. We'll have our treasurer, the treasurer Jonathan come up.
Yep, you can get it, Bernie.
First time doing this. So I just go through the report, if you'd like me to do it.
Just the highlights, yeah.
There's the highlights, okay. So the first part of the report is a cash report for the month of October. Whole general fund receipts were $119,789.09. Cash disbursements to the general fund were $228,000, $405.95. For the liquid fuels or state highway aid fund, the receipts were $241.46. And for the sewer fund, the cash receipts were $51,814.86, and the cash disbursements were $1,206.81. The total ending cash balance for the borough was $1,502,789.26. For the general fund, total income on the profit and loss statement, which could differ from cash receipts, amounted to $112,466.86. And total expenses, which could differ from cash disbursements, were $215,953.67. For as of the end of October, our year-to-date expense revenues exceeded our year-to-date expenses by $548,217.28. Did you have any questions? That's kind of the highlights.
Nope.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I'm gonna ask a new borough manager to do our tax collective report.
Tax collector's report, for the month of October. Balance collected as the end of the month is $892,715.10. And the total cash collected
Stop.
per column is $4,537.15. The payment report for the real estate, basically, total collected is $4,896.77.
Any questions? Thank you. Next on mine is the disbursements, and as everybody in council, did you get a copy? If you have any questions?
That wasn't ready, we had a copy of it.
Right,
okay,
it's not here.
Thank you.
Sorry.
Yeah. This is the whole packet. Okay.
The journals are on top. They're the.
Oh,
It's just, yeah.
Yeah.
Is there just one copy of the journals?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm sorry, I get that there was a copy.
Right, okay, because I'm looking at it, okay. Thank you.
So do you just want to?
Yeah, that's,
You want to just, it's just one though.
oh,
So did you just want it and then you can just
Okay, you want
get
it-
copies out?
yeah. This is. Trying to think information.
And then it's these. Correct, so like we're waiting to put their list to approve the bills. There was a couple of these last week,
Right.
so I had that, so.
Okay.
Okay. One copy of these, doesn't it?
Is it working now?
All right,
No, I got jammed up.
okay.
But is it working now? Up here.
No, I could go unjam it and then we could circle back to this once I.
Yeah,
have all the
Yeah,
copies.
we'll need to
Okay.
do that.
Do you mind if I take that?
Yeah. Sorry, guys, I'm giving me a copy I jammed up, and he's gonna go back and do it all and get it out. Yes, and you'll have it.
So we'll come back to the disbursement journals.
All right, and while we're waiting on that and then move further on, we're letting everybody know that fourth quarter sewer bills were mailed out. Everybody hopefully has received them or starting to receive them. I received mine. So I will be here at the Borough tomorrow to discuss. Thank you. Okay. That is my report right now.
Okay, moving on to public facilities and infrastructure, Councilor Beth Ann M. Johnson.
Thank you. So today we have the building code official report as well as the engineer report, and I will head that over to Charles and to Tanya to give a little bit about each one.
Thank you, Councilor Johnson. Under the building inspection report, there were 10 permits received and 10 permits issued. Use and occupancy certificates, 6 properties were inspected and 4 CNUs were issued. and 3 contractors licensed for issue. A copy of the engineer's report is on file. The only thing I do want to mention is we're still struggling with getting approval from SEPTA for the repair of that traffic signal. Probably 4th or 5th time back and forth. I think at this point, I felt frequent with Carl about this. I think we need to get our state reps involved. We're going to have to do this anywhere fast. We seem like we get one thing solved with insurance and then they throw something else at us. So, I'm gonna continue to work with them, but I think we might take some intervention from somebody higher. up. So, that's all I have.
That's all we have for tonight.
Thank you.
No.
We're moving on to public safety.
Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
So, first off, I want to apologize to the council. I mistakenly attached in my report the statistics of the UCR calls for service for the 1 month period for last year as opposed to this year, but in doing so, it actually gives me the opportunity to share with you some significant changes that the police department undergone since last year. So if you look at the document for calls for service, if you go down to the line item 7002, building checks, officer initiated. For last year, October 9th to November 10th, there were 11 incidents of officers doing a building check. This year, the report that I was supposed to submit shows that during that same time period, we've done 241 building checks. The third item from the bottom, traffic citations, there were 4 issued last year. This year, we've issued 20 during that same time period. Traffic checks, there were 6 that were initiated during that time period last year. Whereas this year, we've had 109 traffic checks where my officers are sitting and monitoring intersections for traffic violations to try and curb aggressive driving. So I think that shows that there's been some significant changes in the proactivity of the officers since last year. With that being said, if we move on to the statistics portion of my report, with our 2 goals being the reduction of retail thefts, as well as the reduction of accidents. And I think that the reductions are in large part due to some of those numbers I just shared with you. For last year, during this month, we had 4 retail thefts. This year, we've only had 1. That's an 85% reduction for the year so far. And for accidents, and our goal there is to reduce accidents by 20%. For this reporting period last year, there were 14 accidents. So far this year has been 7 during this month. So we're at an overall 37.5% reduction for the year. So we're well ahead of what the goal was of 20%. And that is my report.
Thank you.
Thank you. Don, did you want to go next? Did you want to give the fire marshal as well?
I don't have the fire.
I got it, I'll do it.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Fire company report, activity report for October 2024. Responded to 37 incidents, you're in service for 201 hours, 34 minutes. Individual responses was 226, personnel hours were 26 hours and 39 minutes. High response of 13 per alarm, and the average was 6. We had 13 automatic fire alarms, 1 wires call, 6 building fires, 1 investigation, 8 motor vehicle accidents, 3 brush fires, 2 vehicle fires, and 3 medical assists. Of that, there's 26 assists to other companies. Company had 11 details for 40 hours, attended by 74 members for 293 hours and 30 personnel minutes. 30 minutes. Sorry about that. Company had 5 training drills for 10 hours, attended by 63 members for 126 hours. We had 3 duty engine assignments for 13 hours, attended by 21 for 92 personnel hours. And we had 15 hours of engineering for the month for maintenance and repairs. Property endangered was 265,000, loss of 1,000. Respectfully.
Chief, did any of the members apply for their real estate reimbursements?
I have a couple that I'll get over.
Yeah, okay. I was just curious because there's usually a couple of them.
Yeah, it's due by December, right?
Soon, yeah.
Sooner than that.
No, it's due soon.
Pressure on me.
No.
I'll try and get
Thank
it.
you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, I'm gonna go over the fire marshal report for October 2024. There were 3 fire investigations, 30 Pennington Avenue, there was a porch fire. Shorter AME Church at 111 Pennington Avenue, there was a cooking fire, and Popeye's Chicken, there was a faulty alarm system. There were 2 fire inspections or reviews, Chris Deanna Apartment 52, Morton Avenue, there was a faulty fire alarm and building issue. The AME Church at 111 Pennington Avenue, the fire system issue was, there was no operational smoke detectors. The fire marshal sent notice to council to reference the exterior open burning issue due to lack of rain. Stated the borough should enact a banning on any open burning. The fire company reported issues to fire marshal for further investigations were 52 Morton Ave, there was an issue with the fire alarm system, inspection completed, and owner was notified of corrections per inspection. Shorter AME Church issues with the smoke detectors and emergency lighting throughout the church. The inspection was completed and notice was sent to the church board of repairs. Knox box issues, there was a Knox company notified sending out 2024 and 2025 applications. They will be sending out notice to all building and businesses in the borough per ordinance and then to have them installed. This report was submitted by Rufus Stokes. That concludes the public safety. Moving on to public health and sanitation and recycling, Counselor Michelle Roberts.
Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
On the agenda tonight is the October 24 recycling report, which I have been informed that the report has not been provided tonight. So that will be updated and that will be presented on the next meeting, which is scheduled for November the 26th. Okay, so you'll get that update concerning that. Also, just to make you all aware, we are at the end of reviewing our trash and recycling contracts for the year, and we prepared to have the presentation awarded at the next council meeting, also on Tuesday the 26th. So just to be aware, it will be forthcoming that we will be reiterating our new bid proposed hauler, but right now, and I won't announce it, so be patient and you will be informed at the November 26th meeting, okay?
That's all you got.
That's it.
All right.
Thank you.
Question.
Thank you.
Moving on to law and ordinance. Counselor Michelle Miller.
Yes, the only thing on the agenda for this is the discussion of no left turns from Waverly onto Baltimore Pike. The chief may have spoken about this before. It's been in talks for the last few years, had been brought up that it's very dangerous and there's been a whole number of accidents. So, Chief, you want to say anything in particular?
I don't have anything I have to add other than what I've spoken about before.
Okay, Carl.
Yeah, so this is a ordinance. It's really simple. It was, based on the accidents coming off of Waverly. The chief actually talked to PennDOT. PennDOT gave the approval to put a no left turn sign up there. The traffic data shows that all the accidents which occurred between the hours of 7:39 a.m. and 7:31 p.m. So the recommendation of the chief is that the accident or that the no left turns only be enforced between those hours, 7:30 a.m. to 7:30 p.m. When traffic's really light in the middle of the night, it doesn't seem to be a problem. So this, just in order to put this sign up, we have to add it to our ordinance, and that way it becomes enforceable. And the ordinance is that simple. It just requires that at the intersection of Waverly and Baltimore, a no left turn sign will prohibit left turns off of Waverly onto Baltimore between the hours of 7:30 a.m. and 7:30 p.m. And once you should we're looking for a motion tonight to approve that ordinance. It's been advertised. And, at that point, Public Works can go out and put the sign up. And did they order the sign already or?
We did not know, because it would require having the hours on it, and we didn't want to pay for something that then might not be used.
Um. So then, yeah. Yeah, sorry.
Fine. All right, we're gonna move on to community and economic development. Counselor Doug Ebron.
Good evening, everyone. I don't have anything tonight other than just to remind everybody to make sure you share and like the Facebook page. And also on, the website, make sure you go there. There's contact information also on both of those. So if you ever need to just reach out and you don't have somebody's email address, feel free to use the website or Facebook. You can send us a message. And then we can route that to whoever's supposed to answer you. It's the best way to, get the latest on what's going on in the borough. So, make sure you check it out. That's really all I have.
Thank you.
Can I say something? Sure. Doug, I just
Yeah.
want to say how great, we have the residents responding to the website and also putting in work, orders through the website when they have concerns, what's been seen out in the community. So I think that's great, and I think that was a great add-on to have that done. Right,
Yeah,
guys?
so, yeah. Anytime, we can make it easier for the residents to contact us, that's a plus.
Thank you. Moving on to Parks and Recreation, Counselor Walter Stubbs. Mr. Stubbs, do you have anything for us?
Good evening
Good
evening.
Good evening.
to all our veterans. God bless you and your family. I have $1 million. We're gonna vote for it tonight. Other than that, I'm not offering any conversation as far as Park and Recreation. 2025 is gonna be a great year for our young children in this community, for our seniors, for what we're gonna be doing within the parks. And God bless you all. Thank you.
Mr. Lee, your response has me giggling, I'm sorry. When you heard the $1 million.
Yeah.
Yeah, let me just explain, so, and I know that you guys probably have heard about it, so, there is a grant, it's to propose a fitness center, at Jacobs Park. There is a match, we did get this grant, so we are working on, the process as of right now, so that's what he is talking about. When you hear that $1 million, we are applying for it. We are in the process of it. So that's the $1 million. I don't want anyone to think that we have come in to $1 million.
Yeah, don't have it.
We don't have it yet, but we are going through the process and we have been having meetings, so.
I thought maybe, for a second, I thought maybe Elon Musk had to throw the heart of the fight.
Yeah, that he stopped there, yeah.
What is the match percentage?
I think it's 30.
Nothing like
That's
that.
not with the $1 million.
$1 million,
match.
yeah,
Just
no
share
match.
agreement.
Yep,
Just that grant.
just the grant, yeah.
Zero.
Zero.
Excellent, thank you.
Let me make it out here. All right. Yeah, we're gonna go back to finance and administration. We do have the journal.
Does everybody have the disbursements going on? I know. Asking to approve everything right now, but don't do it. I initial everything, the payment, so if you have any specific questions. Okay. Right, you will be asking you to approve it for tonight. Thank you. I'm done.
Okay. Then moving on to the mayor's report. Do you have anything for us, Mayor?
I just want to say thank you to you for the accident. I think that is amazing accident in the report because it showed what we have done in this time frame with our police department and what our guys are actually out there doing. Because it is a little hard to be able to visually see it, right? Like we're not driving around At least I don't think all of us are driving around 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. So thank you for that, and I want to commend the work that you have done and the work that they are doing. So I just wanted to give some gratitude for it. So thank you for your happy accident.
Thank you. I'll be sure to express your gratitude to the
Bob Ross.
officers. Thank you.
Yep.
Thank you.
May I speak to the chief real quick?
Sure.
How you doing, sir?
I'm very good, Mr. Stowe.
The corner of Morton Avenue and Harding, the AMVets was having an event. And the young man was spinning and created a whole lot of smoke. He scared the youth and they came by the house, as they always do when they get fear. And one of the motorcycle drivers was actually riding on the sidewalk. An officer arrived and they kind of dissipated and disappeared. But was there any communications with AMVets as far as how they messed up the street? They actually, when he was burning rubber, he actually dug a hole. And then you can see he left the circles in the street. And I was wondering, was there ever a conversation with AMVets about that? Was there any charges brought against that individual? Are they allowed to do that with their motorcycles? They just spin and spin and spin and spin while traffic is coming. A lot of the traffic was coming through the smoke that it created on the street. And I just want to know if was there, did the officer who was there, did he bring information to you? And was there anything brought to AMVets to let them know that's illegal or it's okay?
So an officer did respond. He wrote a report about the incident. He engaged with the people who were hosting the event and ensured with them that that was not going to take place again. He wasn't able to identify who the person or people were that were doing that, doing the burnout on the motorcycles. I believe the person said they didn't know who it was, but I don't know whether that's actually the truth or not. But as far as damage to the roadway, I didn't know that there was damage. I did see that there were tire marks.
Yeah.
But I was not aware that there were any ruts or damage to the roadway. And I don't know, I mean, obviously that is against the vehicle code. It's careless and or reckless driving.
Yeah.
So if we identified the person, they certainly could have been cited for that. But as far as the damage to the roadway, I don't know that AMVets could be held liable for something that a private person did on a public roadway that was a guest of one of their renters. I would have to have further discussions with council about whether or not that's something that could be brought to them as civil action. But, and again, I don't know the extent of the damage. I'll have to check that out tomorrow. Because I wasn't aware that there was actually ruts in the road.
Well, it's about a half inch deep. It's like about a 10-inch circle. You'll be able to see it. It's very noticeable.
I'll look for that tomorrow.
I appreciate that.
I'll have conversations with our solicitor.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Well, Jack, seeing that this is your 10th day on the job and first night with us here at our council meeting. I don't know if you have any reports, but if you just want to say hey and.
Yes, I've met most people,
Yeah.
everyone, and I appreciate it, but it's been great. I mean, the people have been unbelievable. Yesterday, I was given a tour by Chief Holstein, Deputy Chief Hayes, Fire Department, first class. I mean, it's a great facility. Just started to just work with people. I'm looking at some projects. I'm looking at getting a new sign. That sign has been, the Borough sign has been seen better days, so I'm looking to get some quotes on that. I'm working with Mr. Johnson to get some quotes on mulch for the playground. We're looking at something, maybe doing something with the fence. I'm talking to Councilwoman Johnson about that. And the chief has given me a drive around, and so is our code enforcement officer, Dave, from Mr. Charles's office. So it's been great. I mean, I'm just trying to meet as many people as I can for now, and then we'll get working on it, what we need to do. I'm working with Jonathan on the budget, so things are moving forward.
Thank you and welcome once again. So we're gonna move on to our action items for this evening, starting with our disbursement journals. Do you have a motion to approve the disbursement journals for October 2024?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any rejection? Do I have a motion to approve?
So move.
Sorry. Okay. Do I have a motion to approve the resolution authorizing the submission of an application for Jacobs Parks improvements in the amount of $1 million?
Oops.
So move.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any rejection? All right, do I have a motion to approve the sanitary rehab contract, to approve the change order in the amount of $44,332 to reline a section of a 12-inch pipe?
Where is
All
that
right, can
located?
somebody give us some update
Yeah,
on
can
that?
we have some details?
Mm-hmm.
That's when we started.
Section of pipe that was identified as 8-inch pipe on all our maps, but it's actually 12-inch pipe. If we approve this, we're gonna come back and do that actually this week. We'll finish that. Now close out the grant. This extra is actually will still be covered by the grant. So we have a grant money, so.
Which number
Where at
block?
Morton? Is it north? Is it?
Is it Mitchell and Morton Ave?
Between Mitchell and the Creek.
Michelle, I sent you a picture. of the
Mitchell and the
map
Creek?
before.
Yeah. it's
Mm-hmm.
Uniblock,
Mitchell and the Creek.
Mitchell and Creek, yes.
Michelle, you have a copy of the map from the last time we talked about it in your email.
Mm-hmm.
Mitchell.
Mitchell and Creek.
So we have a motion and a second, is that correct?
Do we have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any rejections? Do I have a motion to approve 24-1011 Kedron Avenue? That would be to approve the public improvement escrow in the amount of $434,665.55 plus $15,806.02 for inspection.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any rejections? Okay, please take a look at our upcoming meetings and events.
One more.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Marty, do you know what the next ordinance number is? 2024.
Not at this time, I think it's like 796 or 8.
Yeah, for the ordinance, that's missing.
Okay, we're just filling that blank tomorrow then.
Yes.
Ultimately, we're looking for a motion to approve the no left turn ordinance from onto Baltimore Pike from Waverly.
So move.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any rejections? Okay, like I was saying, please take a look at our upcoming meetings and events, coming up in the next 2 weeks. We're gonna move on to our open discussion, starting with Mr. Lee.
Good evening. Michael Lee, 123 West Sylvan Avenue, Morton, Commonwealth of Pennsylvania, United States of America. First, I want to thank all those who voted in the elections last week of November 5th, 2024. Whether you voted in person, by mail, or by absentee, those who voted did your civic duty, and I thank you. Those who did not vote, you have no right to complain about the actions of government. As far as I'm concerned, you're getting what you deserve. Second of all, as far as the new sewer bills, can we still pay them here at the office?
Absolutely.
Okay, because I'm sure it was explained years ago, but for those who have forgotten, like I have, those who mail it, why doesn't it have to go to North Carolina?
That's our lockbox.
Okay.
But why is the lockbox in North Carolina? Why not have one in?
Everything's done electronically, Michael. So
It's a world that I hate. I hate this electronic age we're living in. You have no idea how much I hate it, but that's another discussion for another time and elsewhere. Thank you very much for that, Madam President, and one other thing. It may have gone over my head, but the vote to approve was there a vote to approve the disbursements journal?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, well, then it must have gone over my head, because I remember Councilor Stubbs seconding it even before you could finish the resolution, Madam President. So I wasn't sure what happened, but thank you for that, and in the words of the late President Richard Nixon, his address to the nation on the evening of August 8th, 1974, may God be with you now and in the days ahead.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Mr. Heckman.
I just have a couple questions. One, I hear that the cheerleaders are not renewing their contract for 2025. Is there a reason for it? The first question. The second question is we got lights, I believe, for this building, but we haven't had the lights installed yet. And if we have idle maintenance people, because we now have two during the winter time, if there's no snow, can they do that? And my third question is my FOIA request. Will it be honored by November 16th?
Yes.
Yes. Yes to that.
Yes to that, okay. But I'm curious about the cheerleaders, because that was generating about $9,000 revenue.
Yes, the only thing I can truly honestly say to you is, unfortunately, and maybe lucky for you, that's why you're, asking the question. That's news to us all. We haven't heard that. So the fact that you stand before us right now and say, I heard that they're not renewing the contract.
Around, and that's why I'm trying to confirm this.
But you
so it's
can't
not
confirm something that was brought to you that we actually have nothing, we have no idea what you're talking about, and that's upsetting because someone told you that. And you see, that seems pretty sure, and we're learning it from you.
Well, this is why I'm asking now to stop rumors. When I hear something, I
You're
go
right.
to the horse's mouth. And third question I have is about the fluorescent light fixtures, since we got a great deal on back in June, I think, May, June. Will they be installed by the regular maintenance people we have in the borough?
You can answer that.
Or is there any plan to do the installation?
Do you want me to talk about that?
Yes.
So we have somebody that will be installing the lights, and actually pretty soon, my understanding is, so. Probably within the next week.
So it will be done this year then.
Correct.
Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
No word about Mr. Hefner.
Ms. Cox?
Cecilia Todd, 110 Althea Lane. Here to talk about the fire department tonight.
All right.
The annual fund is still running. You've got until the end of December to make your contribution to the fire department annual fund. I recently learned that more people in Rutledge contributed to this fund than people in Morton, so Morton's got to step up. There's a soup fundraiser going on right now. There are 3 different kinds of soup that you can order this week and pick up on Sunday. So order your soup this week before the 15th on our website and pick it up on Sunday, and nobody's gonna have to cook. The fire department will have tag day. Your fire department will be on the street in Morton on 11/23. So start putting money in your car so that as you drive past, you can drop it off in our boots. And breakfast for Santa Claus is on Saturday, December 7th. Please make your reservations on our website. You have to make reservations, but you can still show up. You can still come. It's just easier for us to know how many people are coming, and we'll make sure that we have enough food for everybody. So, and then Santa will be going around Morton on December 7th. I believe that we're gonna leave the firehouse at around noon, and then we'll make our rounds around Morton on the fire trucks and with the sleigh. So please tell everybody that you know that all these events are going on and that we'd like everybody to come out. But most important, please make your annual contribution to the fire company. Thank you.
Thank you.
Mr. Lillicrap?
Madam President, members of council, on the Keegan Avenue project, put a name on it, is this the Alfredo application?
Yes.
Yes.
I know it's been going on, I realize there's a lot about it. Was any change in the scope of that? It was gonna be his business plus 2 other sites for commercial
Correct.
usage and 3 apartments over that,
Correct.
still the same?
Still the same.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Lillicrap. I believe that concludes our meeting this evening. Do I have a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Have a good night. So that, it's your way.